you're come to your home by hovering over here from your dashboard. Then go back to your dashboard by clicking this. So when you hover over this, it's visit site if you're in the dashboard, or it's dashboard if you're on visit site. All right, but bottom line is there's a difference between posts and pages. Your posts appear on your home page. Your home page is your 8d6w.com. That's your home. All right, and that's this. So you see how it's light and gray? It shows you where you are in the navigation. Everything else, so like I mentioned earlier when we were going through this, everything else is pages. So these two posts are mostly for cosmetic purposes, and they're aligned. Posts are different than pages, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. So they're aligned. They're set up on your home page based on the most recent date. Okay, so March 27th, 24 is a more recent date than the bottom of this post, March 26th, 2024. So if you were to reverse these dates, then that one would be at top and this one would be at bottom. But that's how they so WordPress, the program that we're using to modify the content here, uses posts and pages. All right. And we're concerning ourselves with pages. But we do have to have the two posts at minimum on our homepage just because they're necessary for the template that we're using. And so what you'll do here is, if you notice here, posts, when I went back to your dashboard, you notice here it says posts, all posts. And when I click on it, it shows you the two titles. Let me maximize the screen. And this was the first post, and it shows you the date, March 27th. And then this was the second post, and it shows you the date, March 26th. I showed you that back on your homepage just a second ago. Now,
Yeah.
if we were to go down here to pages and click on all pages, you'll see you have 76 pages. 76. So only two posts and 76 pages, but half of those are category pages. So don't think you got 76 pages to really do it. The category pages go pretty quickly because it's just a single paragraph talking about it. But anyway, this is where you can always see every page on your website. And these are alphabetized by the title on the page. So for instance, if you scroll to the bottom, these are alphabetized, so all things obviously comes ahead of uh, most everything else. So right here, you see it's one of four. So if you hit the next button, next over, you can come here and you can find. So this is the page that you watched the video on, biohacking. Okay, so what you can do is from here, you can find any page in your website from this navigation. This page is all pages, all right? So you're going to have to familiarize yourself with this. But when you click on edit, it takes you to this screen. Now this is your biohacking page in edit mode. So edit mode looks different than viewer mode, all right? So if I wanted to see this view this page, I could be here. And this is what you looked at when we first started this morning, okay? And you watched this video, okay? And so you don't have to go from your dashboard to find your page that you were working on, but you do have to get to that page and be logged in at the same time. So you log in, and then you can just navigate to your site, visit site, and then you can come down to health and fitness and click on biohack if that's the page you're working on, and you'll be here. And then you'll have this button here that says edit page. And you go there to edit page. And remember, it looks different than what it shows here. In other words, the view is different. The styling for the website is done in the background. So you just need to change these words. We have found the most incredible use of science and biohacking to make our lives better. So you'd want to make this into your own web page. But this is normally the first page that we start modifying after you do your two posts. So right now, this is where your link is. So you see your website, this is your website, but it has my link on it. And we want to get you your Villa Vita link because you're going to be advertising your website and you want to make the commissions and the when people sign up for things. So that's if you can't at least get in as a customer, which means you'd buy one box and set up a what they call a V-fill, which means in another 30 days you'll buy another box. Then we'll get you a free affiliate link so you can at least start learning how to do links, okay? But think about that for the next couple of days. And if you have to go with the free link, let me know and we'll get, I mean, I'll ask you that question next time we get on, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I try not to do this on Sundays, but my wife's out of town. So maybe I will be doing this a little bit tomorrow. All right. So anyway, I just wanted you to see that, this is how you modify your content. All right. But
Okay.
instead of modifying your biohacking page, I'm going to go back here to your home page, visit site, and here's your home page, and these are your two posts. So here's the thing, En-Trenise, that's always confusing for people. There's always more than one way to do the exact same thing. But here, let me show you something. I didn't add the translation widget to your rest of your website. So all of these are all pages. Only these two posts appear on the home page. And remember, I put that widget. See, it doesn't have translation here. So what I
Yeah.
need to do that is I come here to widgets. And this time I scroll down. Don't ask me why it's this, but left of menu means home page posts. Okay. Right side content bar means that. So there's the search. Then I click plus, and I need to put in a custom HTML. And if I don't have the code on my clipboard, I probably do, but I can always come back here and just click Control C so I know I do. Come back to your widgets here, and then paste Control V, and then I have to update, right? Make sure it looks right. I don't really like that extra space. I don't think it matters, but I'll take it out. So the code begins with a lesser than sign and ends with a greater than sign, something like that. Or maybe I said that backwards. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is lesser than, this is greater than. It's just code. So in this purpose, it doesn't really mean that. Okay, so update. Now that translation widget is going to be everything else. All right, so on all your other pages. So we'll visit site and we'll click on any page. Affiliate disclosures is when you're not going to really be modifying. But other than, like for instance, this is not right. I see something when I hover over this that's not right. Affiliate disclosures. So this link right here, performance blogging system, is going to 1F16. Our awesome pages 1F16. That's not right. Your website is 8D6W. So let me show you how we can fix this real quick. All right. So I will go ahead and log in to I'm jumping around now based on the training, but I'm just going to fix this because I see that there's an issue. So I just want to show you how easy this is. I click on edit page, right? And then right here, he has our awesome PBS. It's going to 1F16. It shouldn't be going there. It should be going to your PBS web page or your contact us page. Unexpected block recovery. So if you see something like that, attempt recovery, let's see what happens. Oh, it's an image. All right. So let me just do this. I'll fix this size of this image. And it should be something like that. And then is there a link on here? So on a link on a image, yeah, see, this is your link right here, 8d6w.com/PBS. You have a web page on your site that says that's the address to. So it's simple enough to do, right? If I just right click on this, I can copy link address, but it's better if you just do it this way. So this little symbol is the link, and then I can right click on here and copy link address. Now this one, it has the wrong link in it, 1F16. The way you edit this is you click the pencil And then I'll hold the control and type the letter A. It selects everything. Then I'll hold the control and type the letter V, and it pastes in the new link. And then we save that. Okay, so that's that simple. So that's the first one. And now it has the right link on it. And then there was one more on this page that had it, the wrong link on it. It was this our awesome PBS. So yeah, 1F16. And 1F16, by the way, is what your site started out as. All right. So that's the one that Rory's making thousands every week off of. If you ever need to know what your site used to be like, just go to 1F16 and navigate to that page that you're working on, and it'll make sense. So we save, and now we update this. And now this affiliate thing is correct. Okay, so I didn't want to leave that like that. Just plus you got a little exposure to your to links. So let me just view the page, and you'll see here. So the goal here is we're going to keep this formatting, but we're going to change it and make it different to make it our own, and we are the authors. So for instance, these two things right here appear on all your pages and your home page. And these two things, this your online community information system, be sure to press Control D and bookmark us. This is called your site identity. These two things right here. I gotta drink some water here. So your site identity is something you want to make unique to you. So that's why I logged into my site so I could show you, for instance, mine. So when I visit my site, now you see mine doesn't say your community information. It actually has my site title on it. So when I click on it right here, visit site, then you see, so yours right now, or Rory's actually, looks like this. And mine right now looks like, oops, get that Google ad jumped up there. Looks like this. So we want to change this. You see what I'm saying? Meeting summary with AI comparison is on. We don't want to stop that. I don't want that. Okay, so long story short, think of something. I call this my brand. All right, so if I go to Google, for instance, and type in hashtag Pope's Corner, whoops, I could get my fingers on the right keys and hit enter. You'll, at the very least, so somebody else has Pope's Corner Photography, and that's their Instagram. So here's Pope's Corner, and this is my Facebook, popescorner.com. That's something on YouTube, my videos on YouTube, Pope's Corner. So you can see there should be one here for my website. Yeah, here, 2v97.com on Google, right? So that's called indexing. And that's why once you think of a brand for yourself, you're going to want to stick with it. So you can think of something, your name is kind of unique. So you might want to incorporate your name, but you don't want to, my point about saying unique is we don't want to compete. If you said something, that's very commonly used, you'll be competing with millions of other people trying to use that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I thought of a brand for myself that's different than what I was thinking. But obviously somebody else thought of it because they have Pope's Corner Photography, right? They could have copied me, be honest with you. Maybe their last name is Pope and they came across my webpage and say, hey, wait a minute, I could use that for my thing, I don't know. But bottom line is they didn't appear at the top of that search without paying. So those are everything that came up when I typed it in was all just from the fact that it's been out there on the internet for all this time. So I have these are my posts right here, just like you have posts. And I wrote this first post, greetings and blah, blah, blah. And then I have a second post here that says about the author. We want unique content. So, wherever you see a date, this is Pope's Corner Welcome. So this is the one I probably got the person to end up on my webpage for. And that has to do with the way that it's written. This is the focus keyword. So that's how they index it. And so that if somebody searched for Pope's Corner, they're going to find me because that's my keyword on here. and you're going to learn all this. Okay, so paying it forward. And then this last one, I was in the vending machine business. In fact, I still do vending machine business for the lady I retired from in 2020 because she needs my expertise. So I wrote this article about how to start a vending machine business, and it's been out on the internet since I started, so for 5 years. So I'm getting, every time somebody types in the vending machine business, I got a good opportunity to end up on Google's search result. You see what I'm saying? So that's the SEO, the search engine optimization that we're using. But we don't need to really look at my site. We want to look at your website because I'm gonna show you how to start modifying this. All right. Now, think of this as a homework assignment. What do you want to call your brand or your name, your site identity? This is the site title, this part, your online community, and this is what they call the tagline. So if you remember, I had mine, it's different. Let's see if I do Control Home, it'll bring me back to the top. And so this is my site title, Pope's Corner, and then I just put welcome, and then information and the best online offers. That's my tagline that I'm using. Okay. So you're going to think of something that's different than what Rory has. I don't really care what you do it, what you name it as, but this is where you're getting into your own business, right? So you care. I shouldn't say I don't care. I do care. But what I'm saying is it's really not my choice. It's your choice. That's why I
Right.
don't really want to modify content for you, because then it'll be in my words, not your words. But
All
I
right.
go ahead. Did you have a question, En-Trenise?
No, I'm good. I'm listening.
Okay, good. We're recording this. You can watch this again. I don't want to make the recording so long you can't find what you're looking for. So all of that is important. That site identity thing is something you really want to think about genuinely. All right, now the next step is we want to modify this post. So remember I said there's always more than one way to do the same thing. Once you're logged in, howdy En-Trenise, logged in, you can come to the bottom of the post where you see the date, and you can click on edit this, and it'll take you to the place where you can start editing this. And this is what it looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to start explaining the SEO. All right. And the SEO is, you have two components to your dashboard, or when you're working on your, in this case, it's a post, but after we finish these two posts, it's going to be pages. The construction of it is all the same. Okay. So not to worry about that. How you construct this is all the same. But these two parts, this is settings right here. And if you need more screen space, you can always click on it and it'll open it up for you. But if you want it back, you just click it. So this is for settings. Right now, I don't have anything selected over here. Shush, in this content area. So that means that it's only showing what's on the post in this case. Holly, can you please stop? Oh, sorry about that. Shh. Man, this is so difficult. Anyway. You stay out. All right. So, long story short is, this is the Yoast. This is what keeps us on track for SEO. Okay. SEO, search engine optimization analysis. So there's two components to that as well. All right. So you have SEO and you have readability, and they both go into the Yoast. Now, this thing, you're just going to close that. We don't need that. We'll just close that off. But this right here is, you see, it says focus key phrase. And that's what it is, online community. So your focus key phrase needs to appear in the title. And in this case, it's a post. But like I said, this works exact same way on pages. So it needs to be on the title, somewhere in there, right? So welcome to your online community. Get ready to be impressed. So what I would do is I could just change this and do just say and you can change it to something different if you want. I don't care. I'm just saying that I have the online community in my title, and my words are different than Rory's, right? or our words, your words on your site is different than Rory's. It used to say that other thing, and now it says this. All right. So that's what you want to do. Put this in your own words. You're going to attract people that think like you do. So put it in your words. Don't worry about being an English major or anything like that, because it's not that. This is a blogging platform. All right, so we would like to welcome you to our online community where great things are made available to you here. So I know how to do it because we didn't have AI back in the day. So I learned how to do it the hard way. I would just read his sentence and rewrite it in my own words. And the easiest way to do that was, all right, so WordPress uses blocks. All right, so this little menu right here, when I hover over the up down arrows, it shows you which block I'm actually active in. So it's this block. This is called a paragraph block. And this is the paragraph block symbol. All right, so all of these settings over here pertain to this active block. Not everything, just this one thing that's active. All right, so I could change the text color right here, make it purple, or whatever. So you change the background, make it like whatever. I'm not going to do that, but you could. So these are settings. You can change the text size. See what I'm saying? Uh, and this is your undo button. If you do something you don't like, just click that. That's your undo. So this is an important thing to note. It's right here. Right here, when you click this is the outline. And you want to know how many words there are on the page or post. In this case is 462. So if you're starting out with a page or a post, in this case post, we're going to be not talking about posts here very shortly. So that's why I usually will be saying page. But you don't want to start out with 462 and end up with 262. You know what I'm saying? Because we're content is king and king, and that's more is better. So you would want more. But all right, so now this is the first paragraph block. This is the second, and watch when I see this little menu, it's there for that first one. When I hover over this, it shows me, when I click inside this one, that menu jumped, and now it's talking about this block. So these are both paragraph blocks, and this is a heading block. So when I click in here, that menu changes to a heading. You see, when you hover over, you'll learn all this by playing around with it. So these are really the only three blocks that you're going to need to concern yourself with. The title is not really a block, it's a title, all right? But the rest of it is in blocks. So you have your paragraph block, and you have your heading block. And then the only other one you need to worry about right now, and there's lots of them, is the image. Okay, so the image, the little symbol on the left of the menu is what, and when you hover over it, it says image. And when you click in heading and hover over it, it says heading. So, you can figure out where you are just by hovering over this and seeing where it's actually talking. But basically, it's wherever the blinking cursor is. All right. So now I changed the title, and I'm paying attention to the Yoast, and that's this online community. So the formula is online community needs to appear in the first sentence of the first paragraph. So there he has it, right? So we would want to rewrite this first sentence and include the term online community. So an easy way to do that was click, I'm in this block right here. This is this block. I click these three dots, and there's other ways to do what I'm going to show you, but this is always available for you. And you can just add after right here. And it's going to give you a new paragraph block. Okay, and you could change it. You could transform it by clicking this plus and say, oh, I didn't want a paragraph block. I actually wanted a heading, but I'm going to use paragraph block. So now I can read his words, right? And we would like to welcome you to our online community where great things are made available to you here. Okay, so I'd say, something like, a time.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
We're real glad you are here with our incredible online community. Period. That's a complete thought. So many different, let's just say, things that come. Now, this is why I don't like to do it because I'm putting it in my words, not your words. So anyway, but you get the idea, right? We can leave this and you can change it later, but it's no longer what Rory has. That's the point. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not finished because my paragraph is smaller than his paragraph. So that's usually what I do is just tell by the size, look, it's 3 lines, 3.5 lines at least. So I've only got 2.5. So explore this vast community information system. And, we can use some of his words, but we don't want to use exactly the same words. So you can think of a word. We do need to use online community though, because that's the key phrase,
Right.
right? So, but we can just say something like it's basically just embellishing what we're doing here. So, you don't want to put ed because ed is past tense, and they don't want past tense. Just that's passive voice. If you use an ed, it'll say passive voice. So just keep that in mind. Try and talk in the active voice, which means it's the difference of I go to the store to get eggs versus I went to the store and got eggs. Okay, so it's that simple. When you see passive voice, just remember that's what it is. I don't know what this is. Okay. All right. So anyway, truthfully, we have so much to bring our viewers. Okay, so now I basically have it. Now you're going to keep your eye on these two things. When one of these turns orange, that's when you're going to click this down arrow button and find out why it's orange, and they'll list the reasons on here. Okay, so now what I have done here is I've actually created a block that has more words in it because his only has 3 lines and a little bit. And so I just basically it's like you're talking to your friend, right? Like you're trying to explain something to your friend. That's all you got to do is type it out. So you don't have to keep this. You can change it. I'll go ahead and update it because I want to show you full circle how we do this. All right. So then I click in. We can always put it back. I can always put it back. Don't worry about that. Now, this is the active block that I created. This one is active now. That menu jumped to this one. See if I want to make sure it's this. Now I click these 3 dots and I go down here and, well, it's being covered by the stupid thing for the, And at the bottom of the list is delete. Okay, so now I deleted his block. I rewrote his block. I deleted it. And I have his title's gone in the first paragraph, and we have online community in our first paragraph, right? So we can go ahead and update this. This is your save button, updating. All right. And then once you update this, you can come back and go ahead and I want to take a look at this. Now, when you're viewing a post, it does this one weird thing. It puts this these two widgets on the left, but that's really immaterial. It doesn't matter because it actually looks like this on your website when you click home. This, remember, it's 8DW. That's what it looks like on the post. But long story short is this is really what it is. Your online community for awesome stuff. We're so glad you are here with our incredible online community. We are testing and sharing so many different things. I don't need to read it to you. Just watch me type it. Long story short is it used to say what's on WinF16. Remember, I fixed that a minute ago. So I go to WinF16 all the time. So if you were really wanted to know what it used to look like, you just go to this website and take a look at it, right? It does come up sometime, especially when you kind of go without saving and stuff or something. Don't forget to click on update because you don't want to start over. Darn, man, this thing is really annoying me. Why won't it? What's going on? I don't get it. Google is changing things all the time. It didn't used to do this. So when I click in here, I should be able to escape. Now I can do it. If type one, yeah, it put me on their ad. They wanted me to check out their Google ad. So welcome to your online community. Get ready to be impressed. And what ours says, you could keep his site open if you want to. Next year's, you won't be logged in, so you really can't accidentally work on his site. But anyway, it shouldn't really be necessary. And that's how I did. So I did the title and I did the first paragraph. Now I want to go a little full circle with you so you can really get started making these modifications. And if you don't have this much information, it's going to be hard. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to your dashboard and I'm going to click on it. Now this time I'm going to go to posts, all posts. And in order to edit this, instead of last time I went to edit this down at the bottom when I was on your homepage, this time I'm going to come here and I'll go the same place by hovering over the title, and which now has changed, right? Because we changed it. And now I'm going to click on edit, right? And then I'm back to where I was. I can edit this. So the next thing I would do is I would want to modify this next paragraph. Okay, so this is the next paragraph right here. And I'm going to show you a little trick, and I'll share this tool with you. So I want to get this much down. If you don't put enough, all right, let me show you what I'm talking about. Visit site, all right? Now, I don't need this. I don't need this. This is a new page. Okay, so what was I thinking? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Rory. So you can see how many bookmarks I have. So if you don't know how to make folders in your bookmark bar, let me know. And it's very simple. You just go any open space, right click on it, and then you can see add folder. And then name it, and then you save your bookmarks the same way you save files on your computer. Okay, it works the same. So you can move them around. You can always go to your bookmark manager and take a look at and change things around there. So the way you can get to the bookmark manager is by clicking these three dots right here. And then let's see, bookmark and list. And then it says bookmark manager right here. Okay, and so this is all my bookmarks, and I can manipulate these bookmarks from here if I want. So this is their high level bookmark bar. Then I have RRR247 bookmark, and then all of these folders are inside there, and all this stuff is inside there. So anyway, that's bookmarks. So you can use your bookmarks. If you don't organize them, you'll have trouble finding what you're looking for, like I have, and you probably saw me doing that. At any rate, what we want to do now, get back to your website, and I'm going to go back to where I'm editing this first post, right? 8d6w.com. And I'm going to go to dashboard, and I'm going to go to posts, all posts, and then I'm going to click on edit right here. Okay. Now, I know I see why I did that a second ago. Okay, so I go here, go to bookmarks, go to here, and then I have one Rory, and then I have one AI stuff, and this is for AI content. No, that we want to use this paraphrasing tool. So this is going to help you. Wait a minute, Quillbot is the name. Oh, they want to know which one I log in. This is my business email. So let me know when you get that set up, and I'll start sending everything to your business email. All right, so Quillbot, no, we don't get premium. No, we don't want to get premium. Let's see. Well, they managed to change it. Let's see, what do I got to do here? Get back where I was. Paraphraser, right here. Okay, so you want paraphrase. Rewriting sentences, right? So this is what the paraphraser looks like. And I'm not going to use premium, but I am going to use this tool right here, paraphrasing tool. Let me give you the link to this. Let me think. I better just start a new email is what I ought to do here. And I'll just paste this in here and then I can manipulate it later. Oh, brother, my computer's slow. Okay. I'll send this to you a little later. All right. Just keep that there for now. So paraphrasing tool works like, oh yeah, my email. I'm using up too much of my RAM. Remember I told you if you don't have a computer that doesn't have enough RAM, it can be an issue. All right.
Right.
So this is I'm recording and I'm on Zoom and I'm emailing and all these different things and it adds up, and I bought this laptop when I first started on Black Friday, and so it's getting to about the end of its life. 5 years is about as long as it can make it last, but I usually make it work. So I could probably get an external RAM or something and plug it in. I don't know. At any rate, this is the tool that we're going to use for this. So I'll come back to your content, edit post. We already did this first one. So what I usually do, let me show you what I do. Now, remember earlier I added a block by clicking these three dots and clicked on add after. But look how easy. I can click at the very end of the last character in that paragraph and hit enter, and it gives me a new block. Okay, so it's another way to do exact same thing. And it's just easier, quicker. So you'll probably be doing it that way more often.
Right.
All right, so but I like people to understand the different things because you might see somebody else, Rory or somebody, do it differently, and then you won't know what the heck he did. But when you see him click in there and hit enter, that's what he just did. He added a block. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, oh, this block is not where I want it to be. Oh, I'm going to make this into a marker. All right, so the way I do this is I type in 12 stars, and you can change this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I do that for a reason. But this is your alignment, just like on a Word document where you can align text. So I'll put it in the center. Now I'll go ahead and update. And let's go back and we'll look at it real quick so I can show you what this is. So in case you want to find out, where did I leave off when I was modifying my content? Well, this is it. We modified this much down to here so far, right? This is our marker, these stars. And it doesn't look bad. I mean, if somebody sees that, they won't know what it's for, but we know what it means. All right, you can take that out at the end. So anyway, I'm going to grab some of this text right here. These three, this is a paragraph, this is a heading, and this is a paragraph, but I can paraphrase all of these at the same time, as long as it's not over 120 words. I guess I forgot to copy it. All right, hang on just a second. Here's what I like to do. I like to get my 2 pages next to each other. All right, so I'm Control C, and then I'm going to paraphrase this. There it is. Okay. So and you can see it separated. So I know which one. This is the heading. How to benefit the most from your online community. And the heading, it needs to be in a heading on the page as well, the focus key phrase. Okay. So this one is the heading, and then this is another paragraph. It should be sprinkled throughout the content. If you do it too much, Yoast will say, wait a minute, you're using the focus key phrase too much. If you don't do it enough, it'll say, wait a minute, you didn't use the focus key phrase enough. All right, so just be aware of that. But paraphrase this. All right, so no, I'm not going to sign up for your premium. And now I don't have to sit there and do what I did earlier to show you the way I did it with my own brain. I let the AI do it. So we have been, this is what it used to, or says right now, we have been trying to cover several different areas of interest. We've been attempting to cover a variety of topics, and in the days to come, we'll be adding some really special ones. So that sounds good to me, right? He says unique ones, and you're saying special ones. Thus, so, if you don't like thus, so that's called a transition, and you do need those. If you remember earlier, I used one, I said truthfully. So I kind of like therefore a little better. I don't want to use it straight AI anyway. I want to change these words a little bit so that it doesn't come off as straight AI. But therefore, stay updated. Therefore, comma, therefore, return often to stay updated. Okay, a few of them have temporal restrictions. Okay, so he probably says something about time constraints or something like that. Limits availability. So I'll say I don't like temporal because I don't think people talk like that. I'll say something like a few of them have a time limit on their availability. So make sure to register to receive email alerts when this occurs. So anyway, there you go. That paragraph is good enough done by AI. Now, what I need to do here is go ahead and here's a reason why I didn't want to do. See, it shows you I copied and pasted 88 words. So the maximum you can do is 120. But I'm going to check for AI content to make sure that it's not coming back as AI content. So how to make the most of the resources at your disposal and your online community. Okay, so how to make the most of the resources at your disposal, I would say with your online community. Yeah, see, they know I'm trying to say. Don't expect them to make it perfect. In fact, you want to rewrite it a little bit like I'm doing here. Make sure you complete the following 3 steps if you want to get the most out of this online community. If you want to get the most out of this, remember I said I don't want to use it too much, online community. If you want to get the most out of this information. Colon. And then it goes into step 1, step 2, step 3. All right, so now I have this around 88 words. I know it is because it says over here, started out as 88 words. I'm going to Control A, that selects everything on that side because I was active on that side of the block. And I have my cursor blinking here. So I do Control A and it selects it. Now I'm going to Control C and I'm going to open up the AI content detector and check it. So I click here and I come here to Rory and I go here to AI stuff. And then I click on content detector. Content detector, paraphrase tool and content detector. These are the 2 I'm going to send you in this email that I'm creating for you. All right. Now I have it on my clipboard, so I'm going to go ahead and paste it in here. if you don't, it'll say not enough content. Wait a minute, accept all. You got to accept the cookies. All right. So remember, our websites work with cookies too. That's how we get paid on our affiliates. So never hesitate to accept cookies. It's just a little text file is all it does. Is the reason it's called a cookie is because it's after the Hansel and Gretel fable, where they left the cookies behind. Remember that when you were a child? Did anybody tell you about Hansel and Gretel? Anyway, we've been attempting to go. Okay, so now we're going to check this. And as long as it says success, this is human text, we're good to go. We can use this text, okay? So now I'm going to go back here, and the first paragraph was this. The first paragraph that we modified was this one. All right, and I'll get over here to this, and I'll copy this, Control C, and then I'm going to go back to your web page, which I moved over here. No, I moved over here. And then I want to edit the post, and it's below the marker. All right. So right here is where I left off, and I'll do Control. I clicked inside that block. I don't have to add a new block now. I can just overwrite what's there. Control A, that selects everything within the block, and Control V. And now this block is different than what Rory had on 1F16, right? So it's that simple. Now I click in my marker block and move it down below that paragraph, right there. And then when I update, go here, and then I'm going to go back to your website, right? And we'll see the marker has moved, and now you know that this content from the title and these first two paragraphs have been modified, and they're no longer what Rory says, and our marker is here. So we went ahead and did this one and this one as well. And that's about where I'm going to stop recording here, because that at least gives you an idea how to do this. And then I'm going to show you how to do a backup, and then we'll be finished for today. Remember that link, that training link is in that email that I sent session 2. All right. So that's why I like to have you share your screen instead. So, but it doesn't matter. This is good training. So I'm going to go here, and now I need to edit this post again. So I'll go ahead, come down the bottom where the date is, and click on edit this, the shortcut, right? And you're online. So we know we left off here. Here's our marker. Let's change the picture. So you click on the picture, image, I should say, and then you get this option to replace it, right? We don't want everything to be exactly the same as what Rory has. So let's go ahead and open the media library. And we have to click here. These are the images that are already on your website. You can use them. And we'll find something that's online community. This says online community. You know, we don't have to do it. You can load more, but I just like to show you how you can always put it back. This one's a part of your images anyway. So you can always change it back if you want. I don't really see anything that's jumping out at me that I like too much. You can see we have wine, so we have a wine of the month club that we share with people too. Load more. Thank you. So here's an issue, En-Trenise. We can go ahead and overwhelm people by giving them too much in the beginning. So I'm getting to the point really here where I need to stop and have you follow the training and start working on your website yourself. You know what I'm saying? But I am going to show you how to do a backup. So I'm just going to try and just for giggles, I don't really like this image much, but yeah, let's see what else we can find that's a little better. Online community is our theme. So we're looking for something. How about this one? There we go. All right. So I select it, and then I click select right here. Now, if you remember that image that was there had a link in it, and it was, oh no, it didn't. No, it didn't, because that was the other image on the affiliates disclosure page that I fixed. All right. So anyway, here's the image now, and if I update it, and I can take a look at it. You know, if you view post, it'll put the search on the left, but that's okay. We can still tell what we're doing. We're working, this is the content area, and this is where we're working. So now you got this image. It's different than Rory's, right? So your website is starting to look different than what Rory has. That's the point. We need to make it different because Google is not going to charge people to advertise on Google and then place ads on a website that's a copy of somebody else's website. You know what I'm saying? So, and meanwhile, we're going to be signing up for the different affiliates. And that's kind of why I briefly touched on to links, because that's where you have to do your links in order for you to get paid. We want you to get your links on your website. And so that way, when you're advertising your website and somebody buys something, you make the commission, not Rory or me, whoever's link is on there, right? So that's part of the process of modifying this and getting it up to speed. Now, listen, I'll tell you, I know what I'm showing you here probably seems like a daunting task, but just take it one bite at a time. I promise you, as long as you work towards the end, you'll get there. It's just, I started with 118 pages. You only have 76 pages. So he cut it way back so people could get there quicker. All right. And there was no AI. I had to do it in my head, every sentence. So I've got a gentleman's 83 years old. He used the AI paraphraser that I just showed you, and he's done his whole website in like a month. So it can be done. You just have to work at it, right? All right. So anyway, you're welcome to use AI. Just check and make sure that the AI content detector, and I want to get this link because I'm going to send these to you in an email. The AI content detector is going to be you check it and make sure it doesn't cut. It'll say this is AI content. And it'll be in red. You know where it said this is human text. All right. So this tool right here, this AI detector right here, where it says this is human text, it's going to say this is AI content. And you'll have to keep rewriting it until it doesn't say this is AI content. It happened to me before. I ended up rewriting the whole thing. I'm like, well, I would have just been better off if I would have just typed it out of my own head to begin with. You know what I mean? But it's a little skill. The more you do it, the easier it gets. I try and tell people, hey, listen, you know how you chat or rap or whatever you want to talk with your friends, just type out that. You know, I never run out of words when I'm talking. So all I got to do is type it out. All right. So anyway, I'm going to finish that last two things up, and then we'll do a backup. We'll back up the a page that I missed on mine. That's why I logged into my site. All right. So here we go. I need to edit this so I can edit post from here, and it'll take me back to where I went. Another way to do exactly what three different ways we did the same thing now. Anyway, we're back here. This is where we need to be to make the modifications. We have a new heading here, how to benefit the most from the online community and the resources available. And ours says how to make the most of the resources at your disposal with your online community. No, we want to say with, yeah, that's fine. You're on. You know, it is good to be inclusive. And I'll tell you something else, especially on these two home pages, we want to concentrate on benefits and not features so much. And we don't want to be, oh, go here and buy this, salesy, too much salesy stuff. We just want to talk about how these different things can really benefit us. It's not that you can't put salesy stuff on there, but just keep in mind that Google expects it to be informational because it's a blog more than they know we're selling stuff. And that's why we have the affiliate disclosures on there. That's part of it. All right. So let me go ahead and paste this on here. And now we have modified it down to here. So I can take my marker and move it down. Right. And then I'll update it. I would probably normally do it both, but I just like to show good habits. So don't forget to update because then you'll lose your work and you have to start over and do it over again. So we went ahead and modified this one sentence that leads them into here. So I'll go ahead and, highlight that so I can paste over it, come back to the content detector. I mean, the AI paraphraser. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Control C. I've already edited it to make sure that it says what I want it to say, and then Control V that. And now I can go ahead and move my marker below that. And then I just move that with these little up down arrows. And now I'll update again. So we've modified your first post about halfway through, okay? Now on a heading, when you click in here and you're working on a heading, a higher number is a smaller font. So in other words, if I wanted to change this to a larger, I could put H3, and it's smaller, he has it H4. So, these are things that you can change, like, if you don't want to make it purple, you could make it blue. And you can change it, but he has purple because he has blue here, so he probably has purple. You can make it orange, or whatever. Cool colors. The red side of the spectrum is more of a hot color. The blue side of the spectrum is more of a cool color. So, you think of red as kind of angry and things like that. So it's up to you, but you get to put your personality in here. I mean, I've seen people go way overboard with too much cosmetics, because really we're not cosmetic. In fact, there is an issue. Like if you look at my website here, did I still have it open? Yeah, I do. Let's see, I have a page here. Why don't we take a look at my biohacking page? I have two biohacking pages, one with a dash and one without. Okay, so this is my biohacking page for the business. The other is more for the product. But you see, it looks very similar to what Rory has, but it's not. It's different. If you read these words, it won't be exactly what his words say. And there's a Google ad, right? Brilliant Earth, bright future. Somebody clicks on this, I make a couple bucks. And at the end of the month, Google transfers that money into my account. I don't have to do anything. It just shows up in my account. That's one of the multiple streams of income. And by learning how to do this, you're going to have that created, and it'll be passive income, because once this is on your website, you'll be doing everything else and Google will be taking care of itself. And so bottom line is, these people had to pay Google to advertise on Google. So they're not going to give money to somebody who has a copy of somebody else's website. That wouldn't be fair to the advertiser. This is actually an ad and it looks like a video, right? So it's pretty cool. I guess my point was about sharing this with you is that see that it is an ad, that video that we were seeing. They don't want to compete. So if we have a bunch of images that are fancy and fancy this and that and the other thing, they want the reader's eyes to go to their advertisement, right? So that's why we're content marketers. We're not making, not that you don't want to make it pretty or something like that. You want your website to reflect your personality. All right, so let me see, where did I left off? Make sure you complete the following steps. That was the last thing that I did here. So I'll click. Remember this menu. I'm in this is my active block. That's why this menu is there. If I click in this block, the menu jumps and it's this block. Remember, you can find out which block it is. So you're only thinking about 3 blocks: paragraph, I know I already said this, heading, and paragraph, heading, and image. One last caveat about this. I'm already on my biohacking page. Well, see, there's another Google ad. So if I'm logged into my site, so I'll show you. When you're doing a page that has a video on it, it's the same. It's called custom HTML. Remember I added that widget, that script? Okay, so that's this. When you see this, you're not going to do anything with it, but this is the video. If you really wanted to see, you can click here and you'll see that it is the video. All right, so when you come across something like this, that's what it is. It's a video, and you can look at preview to see what it is. But it's different than an image is my point. So like on this page, when I get down to an image, well, I have mostly videos on here. That's a Vimeo video, so it's a little different. Yeah, I don't really see any images on this particular page, all videos. So anyway, when you view the page, you'll see it's what it looks like. And yeah, and there's another ad, breast cancer. This is best awareness balm. So this is really a goal. You want to get to this Google AdSense. Once you qualify for Google AdSense, you're going to know the art of performance blogging, everything that we have, everything that we do, including all the leads that we work with and everything, helping people get started like I'm helping you. It all revolves around this PBS. We have to do this. You know, we all have these, including Rory has more than one. So, you know, this one F16 is the one you start out with. And when you're done, it should be something completely different, be honest with you, at least for the content. Now the structure, like for instance, these labels on this menu, not going to change. You want to keep that the same because this is an approved structure. So you can see I have arts and entertainment, and so do you. So let me go back to where I was here. Edit post. That was you. So we'll just go ahead and update one last time. And I'm going to leave this for you to log into your website and start moving this cursor down by modifying the content below this marker. Okay. And move that marker when you do that. You haven't got that much more to go. And so once you finish this first post, you can do it now on the links here. Just check and make sure it's going to your website, contact us. So you'll be modifying your contact us page soon enough. So it's good enough. So 8D, you know, because they make mistakes sometimes when they copy it over, but these links should be good. You know, and when he says something about be sure and register in the form to the right or something, I'll show you what that is. Right here, this register to be updated on my website. You don't have this. That's part of the Vortex system that's our marketing system that we're using. That's part of the leads and all that, where we get paid for a lot of the kiosk offers are under that, most of them. And so, you know, you're going to need that, and that costs money too. So if you have to do one or the other, we get you the free affiliate link for the anchor offer number 1, and then get you to the Vortex as quickly as possible so that you can start using the marketing tool. But that's a whole nother rabbit hole. I don't want to take you down today. Your homework assignment today is to finish modifying. Okay, I'm going to go to your website, view your website right here, your homepage. Modifying these 2 posts, the content, the words. Okay, it's picking up right here on the first post, finishing off to the date where you see the date here. So it's just this little bit. Now this thing right here, you don't need to change it. Well, you might want to change your own, but this is going to appear at the bottom of all your pages and stuff because we just want to, it's like a, so you might want to change the words a little bit. So, you know, like if you named yours En-Trenise instead of community information system, you're using something that's different, like whatever, like mine probably says something about regarding this or anything on Pope's Corner. You see what I'm saying? Then it takes them to my contact us page. I forget exactly what I do have on there. Oh, this is my page. No, this is yours. So my page is here. I'm not even sure. He added that somewhere along the line. I should have that at the bottom of my page. Let's see what I have. So scroll down here. So let's see. These are the different items that you saw in the video for Velavita. So we're available for contact regarding this or anything on. So I left it the same. It doesn't matter. You can. We need to be 80% unique to qualify for Google's. And I have a plagiarism checker. I ran all my, I got denied the first time through. So, and it was a big heartbreak. So I try and help my students not have to go through that because it's a lot of work, but I digress. All right. So you got the picture on how to modify what you're going to do here when we hang up. You're going to finish modifying this post. Pardon me, starting right here down to the bottom here. And then you're going to start the second post doing exactly the same thing we did. Now, the second post is going to have a different key phrase. So just remember the key phrase is down here. Or is that with the, now this time I'm editing the second post. I'm not going to actually make edits. I'm just going to show you. You click over here on Yoast and it's benefits for you as part of this online community. That's way too long of a key phrase. I can tell you that, but you know, it's on a post. And so, you know, that's why he has what he did when he made this post. He just copied the title that he created it as, used it as his key phrase. But on a page, it would be, you wouldn't have that. So like for instance, so what would be good? You already used online community. So why don't we do this? I will change this to, I'm going to click inside this box. Now my cursor is blinking in here and I'm going to type Control A. Okay. Control A. And then I'm just going to type in, and we don't really want to put capitals in our key phrase. I'm going to put in benefits for you because I know it's part of the key phrase. Okay, see, it went back to green because I have benefits for you here. I have benefits for you here. Okay, so then it's supposed to be in a heading. It should be in a heading somewhere down here. Not everything is mandatory, but the one last thing I didn't show you where it appears is in this meta description. So benefits for you appears here, and the meta description is what appears when somebody searches for something and your web page appears in the search result. That's what it says. Doesn't pull this off of here. A lot of times what we do is we copy our first sentence and paste it in there as our meta phrase because it says what we want it to say, you know. So anyway, we could change it to benefits for you so you can have some way to modify this. So I'll just update that. So you can benefits for you uh, and I could just put something like you see, it's different, right? Now it's different than what Rory had, right? Does that make sense what I just did? Are you still here? Sounds like I lost you. Oh boy. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, you muted. Okay, so you can unmute. I can hear you.
I'm still here.
Okay. No, that's fine. I was going on and on, and sometimes I go on. But did you see what I just did? I'm gonna go ahead and start my share here and again because I want to show you what you're gonna see in that first video. All right, and
Okay.
then we'll be finished here for today. And you don't have to rush. I just want you to know I'm here for you. Okay, you let me know when you're ready for some more help, and we'll figure out a time that works for both of us. Meanwhile, stay in tune with the chat. I mean, yeah, the WhatsApp chat for the group. Okay, now what I need to do is go back to share my screen. And it was this screen and share. All right, so you're seeing it again?
Yes.
Okay, good. Paraphrase, let's see. Oh, now darn, my computer locked up again. All right, so here we go. Edit this. So I'm going to go ahead and, you understand why I changed that benefits for you focus key phrase?
Yes.
So you'd have a way to change it from what it used to say. Now, let me show you a little trick. If I made some changes and I didn't want to actually save them, well, all I got to do is say, wait a minute, I want to view what it used to be. And it'll tell me, hey, you're trying to leave without saving your changes. And I could say,
Right.
what? So I just click on cancel, now click on update, and there you go. All right, so now when I leave and go look at the post, it's going to be here. Benefits for you to discover, explore with us. And remember, it used to say, when I have 16, that's the second post. And it used to say, benefits for you as part of this online community. All right, so just the rest of this, you're going to rewrite these words into different words, basically
Right.
your own words.
Rewrite. Rewrite
Yeah,
the better way.
you're going to go through this process of rewriting the two posts, and that's where you're going to start. Now, he's going to show you how to do a backup in that very first video, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how I forgot to back up a page the other day. So let me just go through briefly what that means. So I don't even need to be logged into your site anymore. I'll log out because I'm really not going to. There's one thing, you're going to learn by doing. So I don't even like to do that much for people other than to show them what it takes to get going. because I was stuck. Nobody showed that to me when I started. And Christina, God bless her, I love her, but I'm a little more techie than she is, and she'll admit that freely because so I kind of had to figure it out. And the training has changed so much; it's just a lot different than it was 5 years ago. He's removed a lot of friction points. So just keep following the system and do what we say. So the first step is to start modifying content, and we want to get that Velveeta link as soon as possible and start modifying those pages next. So after you do these first 2 posts, you'll start modifying the Velveeta content pages, and that's when you're going to want to get your own link, even if you got to start out with the free link. Okay, so I'll help you with that when we next week. At any rate, what I'm going to show you is how to do a backup. So, all right, I'm going to open Google here, and I have 2 Google accounts open all the time. I have this one, which is my Pope's Corner that I use, Gregory Pope, and this is the one I use, Greg at popescorner.net. And then I have this one, which is my business for this business, aff.gap1452. This is the business email I started with when I first started. So you can have 2 different profiles open and working with them at the same time. I do it every day. Okay, so just be aware of which one you're working with. That's all you got to do. And you tell by, I have a picture on one and no picture on the other. So I can easily glance at this profile and know which one. One of them will be your default. It'll be your Nana Bear that's your default. So if you notice, when I open a new Google window, it goes back to my Pope's Corner or Greg at popescorner.net because that's my default. But I can always log into the other one. You got to, when you're completely logged out, you got to log into both of them. And that's a little bit of a bother because they want to send you a little blurb on your phone that says, yes, it's me. They'll ask you, are you trying to log in? So anyway, long story short is, in order to create a new email, what you would do is just come here, click on Gmail from your Google thing here, and then right down here, oh, it's going to go to mine because I'm logged in. Anyway, all right, let me stop. All right, now let me stop. Hover over this. This doesn't really matter which one you start with. Click on this, come down here, manage your Google account, add another account. This is what you want to click on. This is how you add your second account when you sign in too, after you created it. Okay, so don't, like I have another one that I don't even log into. This was I had before I even started doing this program at all. So you just come here, create account from the screen, okay? And that's where you start, and just follow the step by step and you'll get a new Gmail account that way. But what I was going to show you is how to do the backup that you're going to see him doing in the video. All right, so I come here, get on my business for R247. This is my profile for that. Then this is the Google Drive. He's going to show you this in the video. This is your Google Drive, my Google Drive. Every profile has its own. That's why I need to make sure I'm in the right profile. All right, because this is free cloud storage. So you can see I've done this for other people. Here's Meredith, hers was 4x65. But I want to back up a page that I didn't back up. It's on Pope's Corner. All right, so this is my backup right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a folder. And your first level, this will say my drive for you. It'll be your drive. You'll create a folder in there, and he shows you this in the video with your 8d6w.com on it, or whatever you want to call it. You can do like I do or name it whatever, but I would use your URL. Okay, so like you can see here, I did a second backup, and I just named it second backup. So then you open these folders. Do you know how to create a folder in Drive? He shows you, but you click here for new, and then just click here for new folder. And then you just name it what it is, and then they say create. So you're going to create this folder, and then you open this folder, and then you're going to create a folder for every category that's on your website. A new folder for every category on your website. So the one that the page that I need to back up is under this pets and pets and their needs right here. So if I open this folder right here, you got to double click it to get it open. And then you can see I have the offer page backed up, but I didn't back up my category page, and I modified my category page. So if my website got hacked and I had to recreate it, I'd have to redo that whole thing over again. So all I got to do is come down here to my category page, pets and their needs, click on it. Okay. And you're going to see this in the video, but it'll make sense once you watch me do this. All right. So now I click on edit page. Got to close the ad. Edit page, and it looks like this. Pets and their needs. This is the name of the category page. All right. So I'm going to copy this title, right? Control C. Now in my drive, and I'm inside my folder, pets and their needs. I'm going to create a new document, new blank document. And I'm going to paste that title right on here. But since it's a title on my website, it has formatting on it. So if I just click on edit, paste without formatting, I'll get it without formatting. Now, if I click here, untitled document, it'll name whatever I have there in the beginning of my document. So that's what I want to call this, pets and their need. And I could add to that. I could say category. Just so I'll know that that was my category page when I save it. So now this is actually, see my blinking cursor, this is actually the title for my page. Okay, so now I click here and do this. The next thing I want is a key phrase, colon. Now I go back to my page and I click on the Yoast, and at the top is the key phrase, Control A, Control C. All right. And then I'm just going to do this whole backup, and you can see how it's done. And then I do that. So now I have my focus key phrase. Now I need the slug. And the slug is most of the time, it will be this focus key phrase, only it'll be a dash. But I want to show you where to see it. All right. So you come down to the bottom of the page, and right down here in this information here, where you see the Yoast, is pets needs. Control A, Control C. Now, the slug is the address. All right. So you don't want to change that unless you know what you're doing, because all the links that you have on your website is going to pets needs. And if you notice, I have it the same. So it is the same. So if I wanted to change it, pet needs or something like that, I would have to go throughout my website, wherever I have links to pets needs, and change it. So I don't want to do that. That's my point. All right, so now I want to click there and paste that on there, even though you could type key phrase and slug. It would be fine because they're both the same, but the slug has a dash, no space. Okay, because that's what comes in at the after the .com. All right, so now we're going to put in the meta. And then we go down here, go back to the page, and go back down to the bottom here, and click in here. Get your cursor blinking in there. You see a blue light highlight. Control A, Control C, and then I'm go to my document right here. And then I like to put it on a separate line, Control V. Okay, so now I have everything I need to create the page, except recreate the page, except the content. Okay, so content, C-O-N-T-E-N-T. And this is the part where I want to show you, because he shows us in the video. And I did this on a training the other day, and the lady says, "Oh, it's so easy. I wasn't getting it when I watched Rory do it." So I thought maybe this would be helpful, because that first video goes into this, how to do this backup. All right, so now what you do is you click these three dots, and then you click on code editor right here. Then you click inside the code right here. That's all this inside this blue line. Starts with this code for paragraph. And then Control A, Control C, and go back to that document that I created, and Control V for paste. Now I could recreate that page, that website page, with just what I have saved there on my Google Drive without any problem at all. I just got to redo what I did. So now you come back to your page, exit code editor, and then you can view page. If you didn't make any changes, you just go ahead and click on view, and it leaves and goes back to what the viewer sees. This is my lab. He's laying on the bed right there. And if you go to my pet RX page, this is his brother, and he's laying on the bed next to him because this is our grand dog. They're both standing there. They're both laying there looking at me, watching me. So those are my two dogs. But anyway, that's about as much as I'm going to show you today. I hope that helps you get going.
I see him.
Yeah. So look for that email.
I see them.
You see the email with
Yes,
the link for the training page?
yes,
Let's
I do.
stop this. Let me stop this recording. Hang on. And it'll take me a few minutes to, you're not going to be ready to watch this recording right away